Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been an interesting week. Well, this is week 3 on the AMT Star Trek crew figures of Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, Bones, and Scotty. And busy week for me, not only with the kit, but with other things. And I didn't get as much time with them as I wanted to because I had doctor's appointments. Okay, then my wife got really ill. She got 24 to 48 hour virus, and yeah, she wasn't a happy camper for a few days. So I was trying to make sure I took care of her and take care of the things I needed to. And then, oh yeah, we got snow. Storm started on Friday. We got a lull sometime Saturday afternoon, and I got this great call from a neighbor across the street. Amazing guy, amazing family. And he asked if I needed help getting some snow clear. I was like, well, I'm about to go shovel, and I don't know how long it's going to take. He says, I'll help you. He had a front end loader, so we were able to take all that snow, which some of the drifts were almost to here to me, but most were about my waist. And we cleared it out. It was a lot of snow. And then me and him helped my neighbor next door get their stuff cleared. And then I was like, okay, so I can get in on Sunday, and that's what today is, Sunday for the week. And before I could get anything done, more done, I had to go move snow again. So, yay, snow. But I did, I feel pretty good about what I was able to get done. I got the faces to the tone that I want. I did something with Mr. Spock's hands and face. Thank you to that subscriber. Left me a really great comment. And then I got Bones' strap done, and then I started semi-glossing paint on the boots. Now you'll see in the video that flat black's great to work with. Anything flat's great, but when you start adding gloss or semi-gloss, those paints can create their own effects, great effects, but also it takes a little longer to paint, and I'll explain that in the video. So, even better news, BTM Scale Modeling is now at 500 subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It means an awful lot to me. I really, really appreciate it. So, if you are new to the channel, please click on the subscribe button, click on the bell, you know, every time I upload. And if you see something in the week's video that I might not have gone in far enough, or I did, and you want more explanation, or hey, how can you do that, you know what I'm saying? Or if you got just a question on one of your builds, one of your kits, please email me at bucktimore@gmail.com or put it in the comment section below. Also, I respond well to, hey Buck, great job. Hey Buck, okay, different way of doing it, but hey, it works. Or, seriously man, what the heck were you thinking? You put those in the comments, and I usually respond within 12 to 24 hours. So, with that, let's get to the bench and see what I was able to get done before Snowmageddon. Well, it's Tuesday and it's the afternoon. Yes, had doctor's appointments this morning, but getting back at it. So I played around with Mr. Spock's gold stuff first, see how it worked. Bones is going to be easier than Captain Kirk or Scotty because there's a lot, just like Spock. But Bones shouldn't be too hard. And I'm showing this because I'm hand painting it. And when you're working with metallic paints, any kind like the Model Air metallic gold, the one thing I had to learn, and I have to keep reminding myself and remembering is, especially with hand brushing, don't try to get it all in one pass. Don't. That's going to cause more problems down the line. Well, it does for me anyway. Because when you start brushing the metallic paints on, it pulls, and not everything. It's still getting paint even though it doesn't look like it. You might have to touch up, and I'm hopefully staying in camera for you guys. Sorry, I have to kind of have this away from me. And then the first thing I usually do is I try to go ahead and do the edges, like on this link. Try to get these edges all taken care of, because it'll be easier to take care of the middle, and a lot of the middle gets done just doing this. And as you can see how it's starting to lighten up. Doesn't mean there's not paint there, it's light. So that's why it's going to take at least 2 coats. And I did do a couple of drops of thinner, the T.B.I acrylic thinner in there, so the paint, when you're hand brushing, sometimes the paints like to dry out really quick, and yes, sometimes it can be awkward finding that just that good position that you can get everything and see on. And like so. And I know I'm going to zoom it out just a bit. Maybe I can keep everybody in line there. Keep everybody in frame. So like I said, I start working the edges because that's going to be the hardest. And like I said, I have my small detail brushes to do this. Best dang thing I ever bought was those. And sometimes you're going to have to you're going to have to move them around a lot. You're going to have, if you do this on anything, especially because this was all one piece, it's molded like this. And oh no, sorry, the shoulders weren't molded, the arms aren't. But I wait because that way I can make sure all what I'm looking for is good before I do that. Make sure the uniform looks good and all that funness. And then yes, like I said, it gets very crazy sometimes trying to get these on or get the paint down, because like that, it's just, you gotta sometimes, it's like, ugh, come on, work. Alright, let's see. Okay. Now I'll start on the bottom of it, just like that. I follow the edge. The bottom sometimes is easier than the top part of it, because it's easier to see the bottom sometimes, that edge, than it is the top when it's underneath like that. And then sometimes you just kind of have to go, okay, well, I gotta go like right there. I got enough paint on my brush that's a little heavier, so I'm hoping that as I put the paint down, it'll gravity feed. And like I said, this isn't the first pass. This isn't the only pass I am doing. But I would just want to get color down. I'm going to let it get pretty good and dry, and then I'll go back and touch it again. Because if I don't let it get dry, and if it's somewhat dry, or you know, if I try to go back before it's really dry, I'll start pulling paint back up when I'm trying to put paint down too. Especially with Tamiya's, once they start getting dry, you better just let them finish, because if you don't, you're going to be repainting a lot of things. That's what I have to do. So, making sure you're still there in camera. Alright, bones. And as you can see, with the little bit of extra paint I got on there, I'm not doing aggressive brush strokes. And like I said, I'm letting that paint, that little excess paint, feed down to that, so I don't have to keep trying to get it there. But there's that. So same thing with the little ones. I'm going to keep doing this, so when I get these guys all squared away, and I'll turn the camera back on and share with you. So see you guys soon. Good morning, Friday, and it's been an interesting week. I mean, I did, as you guys see in the videos, I did do some work on getting the stations on the bridge fixed, but been definitely a week. Doctor's appointments, then we had that 5 to 6 inches that I had to go out and shovel, and then remember that winter weather advisory? It is now a blizzard warning. We are expected to get anywhere from 9 to 14 inches, give or take, and with winds gusting up to 55 miles an hour. So yes, there's going to be a lot of snow blowing around. So, and then my wife got, she got a very bad 24 to 48 hour stomach bug, and it's been kicking her butt, so I've been helping her with that. But I did want to show you guys. So this is the gold that I did, remember? And yes, I'm definitely going to have to go and do another round of gold on there. But before I do that, I think I'm going to get this masked off, and I want to get his strap for his medical tricorder painted, and then I want to start getting some work done on the faces. Oh, speaking of that, I don't think I showed you guys. A subscriber, left in the comments, hey, great job on the painting, but you do remember Spock's Vulcan. I was like, and I go, okay, yeah. That's why I was trying to paint the green veins and all that. He gave me a really good idea that because his blood is green, that he should have a little bit more of a, not green, but because his blood's green and all that, he's going to have a little bit of a green tint to him. So I said, you know what? Yeah, I think you very right on. So what I did is I took Tamiya, let me find where I put it. I took Tamiya X25 clear green, loaded it in my airbrush, and then I kept far back. I wanted it just to kind of hit in and get in there, and it did. So it got that nice little green hue. And I did the same with his hands. So, yeah. So plan today is I want to definitely get a lot of the faces as far and as close as I can, get his bag on, and then hopefully I'll be able to start doing more. But there, I do like that little bit of green tint. It's not overbearing. It's not, oh, there you are. But it's I like it. It's very good. I like that. So thank you. So yay. All right. So let me get things cleared up, moved around a little bit, and I'll get to work. Okay, I'm starting to mask. I got bones all masked off for the medical tricorder and the collar that I forgot to save, but that's okay. So that's, yeah, and I've got a lot of tape, and I got to tape more. Thought I got that, but I didn't, so I can get the black. And trust me, I probably haven't put enough on yet. But show you what I did to help get this back and how to mask what I did to mask off. So I would love some bigger Tamiya tape, but I know like I do have this one, and it works okay. It does what it needs to, but also a lot of it just doesn't like to, it's not as adhesive as I thought it was. So the best way to always do this, guys, kind of go a little long. You want to make sure you got, and I'm using the Tamiya thinner tape, and then I'll mask off. Again, I'm just using my toothpick to start getting that. And the Tamiya, like I said, the Tamiya tape seems to be it's holding better. So that's why I'm using around here, and then I'm using my masking tape for the other. But, and then remember, when you're doing this, yes, you've already got color on it. Remember, I did clear coat this, so I protected it. Now, using an X-Acto knife, you can still scratch your paint. So, again, be very delicate. Don't have a lot of pressure down. Try to stay in camera. And not a whole lot of pressure. Don't dig in and gouge. And if you feel like you're having to, it's probably you need to change your blade. So, okay. And there we go. And we'll just go ahead and get the collar finished and keep going. So, again, guys, let me zoom out a little bit more. Oh, I am already zoomed out. Okay. I just got to get closer or further up. And I'm not getting rid of the excess on the back because I want it there to help keep this held down. Now, with this, as sharp as these corners are, nice as the line is, I find sometimes that I have to cut and trim out every one. And then there's other times when, yeah, I don't have to do that at all. I can get everything in, get everything started masked off, and go from there. But as you can see, I'm making sure I'm overlapping just to make sure I've got that nice edge, just like that. And toothpicks, yes, toothpicks will break. So, okay. Sorry, everything out of the way. Get this guy. And again, sometimes I can just use my fingernail if it's long enough, but I try to keep them trimmed. But the toothpick's always the best. You got that little point, and you just get down in there into it most of the time. So, this one I am probably going to go ahead and get trimmed because I just worried about if I got enough in there. So I'm just doing a very light blade, letting it follow that very light, and then I'll use my knife to help pick it back up. And voila. Okay. So get the rest of these on, and then maybe I can start showing you the bigger mask areas. Okay. You are in there now, and we'll do you like so. Okay. Now that I got everything masked that I need to have masked, again, I will take my very dull toothpick and I just keep going around to make sure I got that in good and tight and that I can see what I need to do. There have been times that I thought it was down and yeah, no, not. So again, like I said, they just come with a very light, right, you know, flush on the knife. Follow. And now I will come from this side, because for me sometimes it's easier making sure I've got it held up. And again, like I said, just a very light blade. Just like so. And now the fun part. Get you off of there. Okay. Yay. Good. And okay, there we go. So I'll get that cleaned up and go from there. I know you're asking why don't I just hand brush it black, and I would, but this is such a big and smooth kit. I don't want to hand brush unless I have to, and I've had to do that. But I want to protect. I want to do the airbrush so it's even and smooth and not lumpy. And now the fun part of getting Scotty, getting his torso wrapped up. So I'm not going to make you guys watch me do that. It's going to be about the same thing as the legs. So I'm going to get back at it, get these guys all masked up, get some paint on, and get working on the faces. So I will be back. Alright, paint is loaded, and I'm happy with most of the masking. So like I got, since I didn't mask the whole thing like I did bones, I always kind of start right where the tape is, or a good portion of it is, and then I'll slowly start going around, trying not to take myself off the tape, just getting it in there. And again, don't be in a hurry, guys, trust me. And then I just do that. Now, like I said, I didn't go hardcore again. I want to let it get a few minutes to set and dry. Bones, yeah, Bones is masked pretty dang well off, I hope. I always hope. If not, I know I can do touch-ups pretty quick. But again, the same thing even with Bones. First thing I do, I go and make sure everywhere I put a mask is down, the paint line, so I don't go overboard. And just saw that, and yep, you know me. I say, oh, I can get around that, and then the next thing you know, great, I got black paint over there. So everything looks good. Again, I start on the tape. I want to stay as close to my project as I need to. I don't want to come back here and start doing that. So again, just start light, and I also do the collar while I'm right here. Like I said, again, remember, stay on the tape area. I'll just go around and do the neck again. Make sure I got all the little points hit. Okay, so sorry if it didn't stay in camera. I do apologize, but all right. Well, I got started on bones, so I'm gonna get going on getting the rest of the crew together, and when I get all the masks off, you little guys will see. So I'm gonna get at it. All right. Sorry about the exhaust fan going, but I had to get something protected before I can do any more work with head and hands. So I thought I'd show you guys. There's easy ways to just take tape off, masks off, but the best way I found is, everybody I've watched, get your X-Acto blade, especially because you already got it painted and you got everything sealed, but you can still scratch the paint. So I take my X-Acto blade, I lift up a corner of the tape, and then I will grab my tweezers and I will slowly go around till it does that. Now again, even with this being down here and not wet paint or semi-wet paint, you still use your X-Acto knife and as flat as you can, because if you try to dig in with the point, if you try to start doing this, you're going to scratch. So when you do it, I go flat under, and I'll show you on the next one if I'm able to. Okay, so Scotty's done. Alright. Let's do Dr. McCoy, okay? So, a lot of masks on here, right? One of the first things I have to always look at is what's laying on top of what. You know, sometimes you're supposed to have a plan, but I don't sometimes when I mask. So again, my blade is as flat as I can be, and I'm just wanting to try to get under the tape and lift it so I don't scratch anything. And then I'll come back with my tweezers and take the tape off. Sometimes it doesn't want to come off of that. Again, try to be as flat as you can and just lift the tape. Just start getting it to lip. And if you can roll it a little bit with the blade. Don't push down too much. Get a good lip. And then, again, when I get it to that point, I just pull up as easily as I can, because if you don't, you can still, even though the paint's protected and dried, you can still rip it up. So again, I just lift up, and that's big enough I can just go with my finger and like that. And I can still do it back here, just like that. And since it's already pulled up a lot of good things, we'll just keep working with it. And there we go. So, neckline's done. Okay, so you see that little piece right there. Now, you can probably just pick it up, but again, I just want to make sure I don't want to stab into something and scratch paint. And if you do, you do, guys. I mean, that's going to happen. It happens to me all the time. Trust me. So, let's do this one. And as you see, I had the blade wrong. See that little bitty scratch right there? I didn't have my blade as flat as it should be. So, okay, I'll definitely have to redo that, but that's alright. That's easy enough. And there. And I'm trying to see if there's like a little lip on it or not that I can grab onto. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. As you can see, sometimes it kind of, it's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Why aren't you coming up? And that might be just enough. Ah, look at that. There we go. Okay. Good. All right. Not bad. Just a little bit of touch up, but also I've got Bones Medical Tricorder. I had to use my clamp to get it all shut down and tight. That is sitting. Head and hands are in getting clear coated. So all the masks are off. Let's see what else I can get done. Be back soon. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you the weathering technique I do. Just to help give a little bit more depth and dimension. You guys, this is Tamiya Panaline Accent Black. I love this. I use it on a lot of things to help not only pull out the panel lines, but to give a little bit of age to something or distress. So this is McCoy. So what I have a brush. I have a clean extra paper towel to help wipe down. I got Q-tips to help get into the tiny spots, and I got mineral spirit. What the mineral spirit do will help pull up anymore. But the first thing first, make sure you got a clean, clear gloss coat on it. Make sure you have a gloss coat, because if you don't and you go to put the accent, the Panaline accent down, it's going to just be a bad day. Trust me. Learning that the hard way too. So we'll start with this hand. Okay, just making sure my brushes are. Which one I got? Okay, that one. Okay. Now I've had to shake it up really good. I'm starting to get a little bit low on this too. But the great thing with the Panaline accent is I try to do the brush, so as you can see it's starting to get low. And oh, that was way too much. This is starting to, I am getting way in there, and I did not want that much. But hey, it's okay. I can fix that. I'll show you guys. So since there's that much in there, I'm just going to have to use what's left. I don't want to put any more onto this. And I need you to hold there, please. Thank you. So I'm going to, yeah, definitely going to use what I got on hand. And I'm definitely going to have to just do that. Dang it. I hate that. I cut the hand off before I clipped it, and it's giving me heavy. Where is that other one? Where is... Alright, come on now. Alright. Let's try to get the rest of this. So, first thing I'm going to do, I'm automatically going to go into my mineral spirits, because that was so thick, and the pigment's there, and I've mixed it up. But I have to do it again. And right now, I'm just getting this mineral spirit on, because you can see it takes a bit away, but doesn't take a lot away. And you're going to need mineral spirits to get this up. You can't use thinner or anything else. You need mineral spirits. So with that, I will take my paper towel and I will just start wiping it down, just kind of like so, just to get as much as I can out so I can see what else I got to do. And then I will take my Q-tip and do the same thing into the little corner areas, like so. So, just like that. And I know I'm going to need more, so got to get a new clean Q-tip. I'll dip it in the spirit again, and this time I'm definitely going to focus on getting that little bit, getting that rough detail out. Just kind of like that. And you can go as light as you want. You can go as hard as you want. I don't want it to get all of it. I just want it to start looking like a hand. And then I'll take my Q-tip. Actually, I'll take my paper towel and I will wipe it down. And exactly. So you see this right here? This means I didn't get it clear enough. So I'm going to have to redo his hand. And I'm going to make sure. Okay, that's not. How about you, Scotty? Yeah, you got gloss on. Okay. Round two. So I'll have to make sure I get a good gloss coat. I mean, you can see it, but I must not have got it good enough. And as you can see, the Panaline accent starts taping it up. So I'm going to clean it, and then I'm going to repaint it and get it squared away again. Yay. Always got to love painting. With that, as thick as that pigment is, dang. I try just to get into the juice, but sometimes, or the liquid, and sometimes that just doesn't work. But let's start. See, now I got enough there that I can start going around. And I probably have to stop because I know I clear coated all this, but I must not have done enough. So just going to take that down. Let's get you, make sure. Because if you're feeling rough when you're doing it, that means you don't have a good enough clear or a gloss coat. I've learned that too. So I'm going to have to really look into making sure. And probably what I'll do, and I'll show you what I'm going to do, guys. Because I like to use my rattle can. It's great. It does what I need to do when I need it to. But sometimes with this being like that, sometimes it doesn't get into all the nooks, cranny areas. So I want to make sure. So making sure that is looking good. Yeah, actually not looking bad. Getting here. It just felt like I didn't have enough. So, okay, let's try here. And I'm not putting my brush back in that in the solution. I'm just wanting to finish what's in here and go from there. And then, yeah, you got to really work into it. But, and I'll change Q-tip. And again, I will take my mineral spirits and I will start working that as good and as clean as I can. And then I'll just do a quick dab of what's already that I've done, because I'm going to have to switch to Q-tip again and do this again. Okay, that actually is looking pretty much better. Now I'll take the dry part of my Q-tip and I wipe it up. I don't want to leave any on there that I don't have to. So I will take my dry Q-tip and there we go. Okay, I'm actually kind of happy. That didn't come out too bad. So there we go. Look at that. Now I'm gonna let that dry and see how Scotty's hand is, because I'm not gonna seal it yet. I'm gonna let this dry, and if I need to, I will do another run on it, just in case. Or if I need to remove more, I will. But let me get this cleaned up real quick, and I'll show you what I was talking about with another way to clear coat things. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have Vallejo 100% acrylic resin gloss varnish. So that's awesome. And I'm using that. And I've had these for a good while, because what they definitely come in handy, because if you don't get a good enough, if you're not, because these are so small and sometimes you can't get all the way into it with the sealant, you can do this. And basically all I'm doing is dipping my brush in, and then I'm just doing that. I'm brushing in there and making sure that the hands, everything has a nice sealant. And sometimes this is the best way to do it, guys, just to get the brush and go at it. And just, like I said, make sure everything is where it needs to be. And if I'm on a camera, I'm sorry, I'll show you again. Okay, so that's one of Scotty's hands. And so this is the other hand of Scotty's. That was Bone's hand. So when you're brushing, if you feel, you'll get some rough, but like right here, I don't even know if you can hear it. So there's nothing, and it's rough. You can feel it. So it didn't get coated. It didn't get enough of the clear coat on it. So again, just dip your brush in and start pulling and making sure it gets where you want it. And again, and if you start thinking, oh my gosh, there's too much, pull it back towards you like that, because you have this that you can just brush it into and, you know, take care of it. So okay. Okay. All right, so that is Scotty's other hand. Let you dry. Gonna have to let this dry. With brushing it on, it's probably gonna take a very good while to get dry. At least I'm probably gonna let those. I'm gonna get the other hands. I did put Spocks in and hit it with the rattle can, but with what happened with those, I'm gonna make sure I got a good gloss coat. And then letting the black I did take care, and I'll do the same thing with the black I painted on the uniforms, because there's really no point in me trying to spray the whole thing again, just for that little bit, except on bones. I might do that. But that's it, guys. So if the rattle can and the pieces are, you got a bunch of pieces like this, and you turn it, and you're not getting the coverage you need, get the little bottle, and it works great. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna make sure everything's ready to go again, and gonna have to get Bones' hand retaken care of. But all right, guys, I'll be back when I have more to share. All right, guys, starting with the eyes. I have this from Hobby Lobby. It's a good, it's a white, flat white, close to flat white paint. I do have T.B.I X2, and I am not a fan of it. I don't know why, but it just really light, doesn't work. So I bought this a while ago. So and then what I did is I put a little bit in. I mean, you don't need much, just a little bit. And then I took a couple of drops of my thinner and got it mixed in really good and thinned this paint down. So when you do, let's see if I can get up in here in camera so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Maybe. Okay, so with the eyes, I do the whole thing in white first. I paint it all white. Because if you're going to try to, getting the iris and the pupil is easier with the white painted in already than painting those and then trying to get back and get the white just right. So I paint the whole eye, and a lot of people do. The eye is the hardest, but also it can be hard to get a good eye paint or get the eyes right. And I am still working on that. But as you see, I make sure that I have got every aspect, and I got a wee tiny brush. So there's that one. And so let's see if I can show you without my big fat hand being in the way. That's a bigger eye, so yeah. So I let the brush, I get a little heavy sometimes with paint because I want the paint just to flow in, get in gravity feed so it gets to the points that it needs to. And I just look at it. Okay, let's see, I guess I know that's good. There we go. Maybe just a little more, huh? Just a wee bit. Right there. Okay, so there's Bones, and as you can tell, I forgot to clear coat these, seal them, and yeah, just spaced. And then Bones, or not Bones, but Scotty, again, just get the paint loaded, and I just start letting the gravity of what's here do its thing. And I'll let these guys get dry, and then I'll probably go ahead and try to get the hair done too, so that the eyes are the last thing. And if you get a lover, if for some reason it doesn't stay right in there, afterwards you can go back, and no mixing of the flesh. I just go back and do a light dry brush to make sure that flesh is there. There we go. Okay, so it doesn't look all broken up again. But after this dries, I'm definitely going to get a clear coat on these guys. I can't believe I forgot to do that. So, and here we go. Yep. Cool. All right, guys. Well, start of the eyes are there. So, zoom back out. Nope, zoom back out. Alright guys, well I'm going to get my stuff cleaned up and probably go grab a bit of lunch. Gotta take Gabriella out. It's starting to snow, so the storm is definitely on its way. Oh, forgot. There is Spock's phaser. Sorry, I forgot to show you guys. Now I need to get these seal coated, and here is Captain's phaser. So yay. And yeah, so I would like to get I want to get the hair and stuff done, but I need to let things start to dry for a little bit. So, good time for lunch. Alright guys, well I'm going to go get some lunch, and I'll turn the camera back on when I get more to share. So, see you later. All right, lunch was good, and I'm starting to paint more on the body. And right now I have T.B.I X18, which is a semi gloss black. So, and one thing I've learned about glossy paint, sometimes you have to be a little bit further away because they're a little bit lighter, a little bit thinner, and if you go too close, sometimes with me, if I've gone too close, it gets it starts to pool like some of the metallic paints. And then, like I said, just remember, guys, you know, go at it nice and slow. And don't try to coat it all on the first pass. Okay. You see how that's that shiny? Yeah, that's what makes it a little different. Okay. And there we go. There's the first pass. And yes, I used paper towel. So, gonna let this sit a little bit and then start again. Get another coat on. So, alright guys, well, that's me putting on boots for them. So, as I get more done, I will turn the camera back on. Well, it's Sunday, and I'm finishing up this week's video because I had to move a lot of snow, and I know it's been kind of a short week with the build this week because of doctor's appointments, snow, blizzards, all that. So, but it was a decent week, good, what I could get done. So I did started getting the eyes, got the flesh tone a little bit better. Am happy that I was able to get that nice little green to Mr. Spock. Also, I thought, let's do this because everything's sealed. So I did, so you can still see, I'm not going to do it yet, but you can see even after all the passes that I still have a little touch-up work to do with the semi-gloss. So, alright, here's Mr. Spock. Pretty much everything down here is done. All we're good. Already sealed. So now it's going to be moving on up and getting the rest of them going. And that will be next week. I wanted to try to get more done this week, but hey, you know how it went. Dang snow. So again, when you guys are removing stuff, be careful. Don't just go at it and rip. Even though it's clear coated, I still will use my tweezers and my X-Acto blade to help get a lot of this out, because sometimes it can get a little bit squirrely. What I mean by that is if you just try to go and I'm gonna just pull it off and it's real it's not want to, 10 to 1 you're probably you didn't get a good enough paint job, or even though I did. Alright, let me stop there and go back. Be gentle getting your masking off. Don't go crazy trying to get it off. Even though I was easy, I still got some touch up to do on the flat black, and I'm just wanting to so you guys can actually see it. So now the fun of just pulling tape off, right? And stay there. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Some of them I can actually peel. There's enough of a spot to grab that I can actually peel. And okay. Alright, check it out. Looks pretty sweet. I like that. Now, I mean, there's still a lot more touch-ups to do, but yay! Alright guys, let me get things cleaned up and I'll be right back. Alright, well this is where I'm going to end it for the week, so I can make sure to get the video and everything tied together before, or if I get any more snow or whatever. Not a bad week, even though it was a short week. Thought I'd share this. I did put Captain Kirk's hand together, or get it on there. So I'm happy with that. I just got to touch that up and then get the other one on and go from there. Let me see if I can at least share that with you, because these guys are done. And there's a reason I haven't put phaser or any equipment up yet, is because I still got work to do. But let me see if I can at least let you see that. Alright, there we go. So, maybe. But, yeah, I'm happy. Sorry, guys. Just trying to get in there. So, yay! Alright, and then, still got to work on the gold bands, but I did get the strap for bones taken care of. I got more touch-up. Got to do a lot of detail painting, and then same way with Scotty. Really liking what's going on. I can do some touch-ups, but I still have to take care of the boots again. So, yay, semi-gloss black. So, hopefully next week I'll get finished up on the heads and get those on, finish up doing any more detail painting I got to do on the uniforms and taking care of that, and then getting the hands and the equipment in the right place. So, with that, guys, have a great, awesome, safe work week this week, and I will see you guys back here on the bench.